Welcome to a new episode of the series. This is going to be a year-end review with Christopher. To see my picks for movies and stuff, you can go over to the newsreel where I did mine with Kristen, but I forgot some stuff, so I'm happy we're doing this. And I saved a lot of the video game stuff and some other stuff for the show. So, Christopher just watched Wonder Woman, so we'll get his quick take on it, since Kristen and I gave you ours.
It was good. I liked it. It wasn't terrible, but I think I prefer the first one over this one.
I can see that. Do you think it deserves all the hate it's getting online?
No, I don't think it deserves the hate, but I just think I like the story of the first one better. And it might be just like I like the whole kind of war, like that whole setting and atmosphere.
Yeah.
I think that fit very well for a Wonder Woman, kind of like her going the first time.
So, for spoilers ahead if you haven't seen it yet, did you like how they have to kind of squeeze it in, but did you like when they kind of showed her taking out like the video screens and cameras so no one could see her?
Yeah.
Because no one knew about her, so she's taking out stuff. Okay. So what did you think about not the cheetah fight, but the ending fight? Where there really wasn't a fight with Maxwell.
Oh, and the whole room?
Yeah.
That whole, it was originally all three. The whole movie was a 3-star for me, and then that whole ending part with him and with Cheetah brought it up a star. So it wasn't terrible. I think it fit well.
So did you like, though, that there was no big, boss battle like the last one?
Yeah. It was kind of like she fights the goon and then goes to fight the
main bad guy.
But it made no sense that she couldn't get the lasso in when they were he was in that thing. She couldn't get it in, but now all of a sudden she got it for his leg.
Because she has power now.
Oh yeah.
Because Pine is gone. She ended her wish.
So wait, I thought she didn't have her powers because the lady Cheetah wished to have Diana's power, so that's
no. It took her humanity away.
Oh, because she wished for.
Yeah.
Okay.
It takes away. You're most powerful, so when she wished, that could take it away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense now.
Did you like the end scene? Did you understand it?
The end credit? Wasn't that her mom? It was either the mom or the grandma.
That's the original Wonder Woman.
Oh.
Linda Carter. So again, it kind of is connecting into this multiverse type thing, which I think is kind of cool. I didn't think of that when I was talking about it with Kristen. So, but seeing, God, she looks good for her age. She does. She looks really good.
I don't even know how old she is.
She's like 70-something.
She doesn't look old at all.
So yeah, it was cool to see her as Artemis, right? That was her.
I think so.
Name in the movie. You see a glimpse of her face in the armor at one part, but you don't see her fully until the post-credit scene. So that was cool to see.
Was
Linda
she
Carter.
The one in the gold armor when she was talking to?
Yeah.
About it? Okay.
Yeah. So good. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to best and worst of. Let's start with the worst of. What are your worst, in general, entertainment type stuff? I said COVID was the worst. Not going to movie theaters.
Well, that's what I was just going to say, but there also is a positive to that. But we'll get to that. Yeah. But it was mostly not going to the movies, because I enjoy the movies. I saw one movie in the theater, which made me miss the theaters. Mm-hmm. So I think that's the only really big, negative, because I have a lot. I think I have more positives than negatives for this year.
Well, that's fine. I missed one big, huge negative last time with Kristen, so we'll just bring it up here. Quibi closing its doors and shutting down. I think they didn't even end up having more than 1 million subscribers at the end. It wasn't
really surprised me. It was a terrible time to start.
Well, because a terrible time to start it, and you have YouTube. YouTube's basically the same thing, and they couldn't do it. But they did full episodes. But
yeah, but people just didn't want to pay for the YouTube Red subscription.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean they lost billions of dollars in Quibi. If I heard the shows were decent, I heard The Fugitive was okay, and there was supposed to be a documentary coming out from the Russo brothers about Marvel in their history. So I wonder if that's gonna get picked up by Netflix or probably Disney Plus. I would think.
What I was gonna say.
There's another I haven't watched it yet, but Marvel 616 documentary on Disney Plus. So that would fit in well over there, I think.
Yeah.
Really no more negatives.
No, I can.
Albums that you were disappointed in?
Oh, albums I was disappointed? Not really. I think there's 2 albums that came out this year that I really liked by Eminem and then Josh A. That was really it. Nothing was really a disappointment to me for music this year.
Alright, let's go to positives. That's good. Positives.
I think it's really nice when they go straight to streaming the movies, because then you can watch it anytime. I feel like you don't have to, like, the theaters, you have to, like, you have a certain set of time that you can see it in theaters, and then you have to wait for it to come on, like, disc or something, but straight to streaming, you can watch it whenever. And if you need to pause it to go do something or something happens,
but see, that's the problem. When you're watching a movie, you should be fully engrossed in that movie.
Well, that's why I try not to pause them, but if, like, something happens, like, or if you need to go to the bathroom, you can pause it to go, come back, and then, like, not miss anything like you would in the theater.
Like, I like them being on stream, but it should not be the same release and the same date on streaming. Like, it should be, like, a month between, the more I think about it. But I mean, we're in a pandemic, so it's understandable why they're doing it now.
And I think they know if they were just release it for theaters originally, I think they know they will lose money.
They're not. They are. Tenet lost money.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be the savior of the theater. Christopher Nolan started this whole mess, and now creators are mad at Warner Brothers for putting everything to streaming because it wasn't made for streaming. It was made for theaters. So the director of Dune's mad. I think he's actually been able to kind of block the release on streaming. But it's a mess.
Yeah.
You can go hear us talk about it over on Newsreel. But do you have anything to add to that?
No, not really. I know the Tenet definitely was made for like the theater, but if it's made for IMAX theater, because we saw it in IMAX, and then we watched it when it came out on disc. It's just not the same. It's just so much better in IMAX.
Yeah, I mean, we're theater people, so we'll always go to the theater, so...
Oh, and a
when
positive,
possible.
I've grown a fondness to drive-ins. Because when this all started, we went to the drive-in, like, almost every weekend.
Yeah, so drive-ins made a huge comeback during the pandemic,
and
so...
I enjoy them now, so... Once I can start
driving. And we were to see new movies. That's how we saw the new movies. That's how we saw Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
That's how we saw New Mutants.
New Mutants.
Sonic we saw. We already saw it, but that was new. That was out there too, so...
And get to see a bunch of old movies again. Like, I think we saw Ghostbusters, Indiana Jones, stuff like that.
Yeah, so... huge plus for drive-ins.
And it's 2 movies for like $20 for a car, so it's not even bad.
Yeah. What do you think of... What else positive? Oh, let's talk about video games. So...
Segways. Do you want to talk about...
Let's talk about the consoles first that came out. The new Xbox and the PS5. Yep. What's the new Xbox called?
Series X.
Series X, okay. I was getting confused. Okay.
Do not blow vape. Xbox had to make an official statement because people were blowing vape smoke into their Xboxes and acting like it was overheating.
People are dumb.
And they had to make an official statement not to blow vape smoke into your Xboxes.
So originally you wanted a PS5.
Yeah.
And now you want an Xbox.
I don't really. The Xbox, I feel like it's better specs, but it's more if you already have the One X, why get the new one?
Oh, you just have to wait a little bit.
Yeah, but the PlayStation doesn't really have many games right now. Like, there's not many games that interest me. And I feel like the games that would interest a lot of people are just Spider-Man, maybe the remake of Demon's Souls, and then right now that's all I can really think of. And maybe Bugsnax. That's all I want.
Yeah.
But...
So you don't want any of those now, though, right?
No. I would get it once there's a lot of games that I want. Like, if there's a new God of War, there's, like, new games and stuff. But if I can just get... Because we've been, like, Xbox, like, my whole life, so it's basically...
Oh, I had a PlayStation, too.
We did, but we had the 360, so all our Xbox games just continue to the next consoles, which PlayStation doesn't do. Yeah. They don't have backwards compatibility.
They have some, though.
They have backwards for the discs of PS4s now, but that's really it.
Okay, so so let's talk about Cyberpunk, because that's negative and positive on a lot of fronts. That was probably the biggest release this year. CD Projekt Red kept on pushing it back, and then they were just kind of they were getting death threats from
wanting the game.
Fans and stuff. So they pushed out the release too early.
It early.
Or earlier than they wanted to.
Yeah.
I think they would have liked another couple of months.
I think if they would have waited until this year, 2021, they would have been fine. Like, maybe summer 2021, and it would have been, a lot of the bugs would have been fixed.
But you played it. I played a little bit of it.
I finished the story. I've been doing side quests. There's only, like, one huge game-breaking bug that I had where I was driving too fast, hit a building, and I glitched through the building and just infinitely fell through the ground. But other than that, it was more... Sometimes people don't show up, or they're floating, they're T-posing. It was more like visual stuff than game-breaking.
And they're releasing patches almost every couple of weeks. So.
It's already the first time they released the first patch, it already was like fixing a lot of the big stuff.
And if you're playing on like an older console, Xbox, like the first Xbox to come out,
and it runs fine on the One X. We have the One X; it runs fine. Nothing really visible. It crashed a bunch when I was playing it, but I had played it as it came out.
When it came out, like day of.
Yeah, so those weren't fixed. Well, I played it a day early, technically. But those weren't fixed yet. So when you started playing that stuff, like hot fixes were already out.
Right.
For those like constant crashes. But it was just a combination of one area with all the smoke and neon. It would just crash sometimes. So I would have to make sure to like constantly save after like maybe 2 missions, maybe a mission. Yeah. Just to make sure if it doesn't lose my progress.
Any other games you played this year that worth talking about?
Avengers is kind of, I want to say, flopping. They were promised a new character every single month, and then it took them 4 months to release one extra character, which people don't really like because they're not living up to what they said, which doesn't really surprise me. There's no way they were going to release a character a month. It just was too good to be true.
How about Assassin's Creed?
Oh, the Valhalla's good. It's good so far. It looks very good. It's very, like, stunning. I think it looks almost up to Red Dead, but I still feel like Red Dead's, like, even for 2018, that's high. We got a Bond game teaser, too.
Oh yeah, the Bond teaser, so coming out in a couple of years.
I'm excited for it.
And we haven't really watched The Boys yet. I know we're way behind on that, so we can't really talk about that. But once we finish it, we'll probably talk about it.
That was just renewed. They renewed 2 seasons so they did 2 and 3.
Yeah, so even though we've been stuck in the house for God knows how long, not being able to go to movies. I mean, movie theaters are open near us, so I'm not going out.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to let him go out either. Right now. Alright, so before we get to your top 5 and bottom 5, what are you looking forward to this year coming out?
For like movies and stuff?
Yeah, whatever.
I honestly don't know any movies that are really coming out this year.
All the movies that got delayed, so like Ghostbusters and Black Widow, Bond.
Oh, I forgot about. I really want to see Ghostbusters.
Quiet Place 2.
Oh, is that Seven Rings movie coming out this year?
I'm not sure about that.
I think there was a Marvel movie that's coming out this year. Oh, WandaVision.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Well, all those shows coming.
This year, that's what I'm saying. WandaVision comes out in 14 days. So, that'll be... Those are...
Any games that you know coming out that you want... That you look forward to?
Nothing I can really think of. All their new games are always released in, like, November-ish, around when they release a new console. And then, but are announced, like, February, May, stuff like that. So, yeah, nothing really new yet.
Okay, let's go over your top.
My top 5 first, or bottom 5?
No, do your top 5 first.
Starting
at 5.
At 5, I have Bill and Ted Face the Music, the new one, and then I have the second Borat movie, Hamilton, Soul, and then Tenet.
So when you talk about a little bit of each, why is Bill and Ted above Wonder Woman, and
I just enjoyed Bill and Ted a lot more. I don't know if it's because I like Keanu and like the music and stuff, but I thought it was very good, and I thought it fit with the other two, the first two.
Okay.
Bored, I just thought was funny. Like, I laughed a lot when I watched that. It was very.
And you haven't watched the first one yet?
No.
Okay.
Hamilton, I've just been listening to it 2016, and it was shot very, very well. And I liked the music. Soul, I loved.
We'll go over. Well, you can go over to the series for Disney. We'll be talking about Soul over there.
And then Tenet, amazing. I love that movie. It's amazing.
So why though?
It's It's so perfect. It's like just a combination of like it messes with your mind, but like takes you. You don't realize what's going on, and then like you get that moment where it just all clicks together. Like in the theater, we watched it, and then I realized what was happening and like what it was, and then it all just clicked. It just visually looks great too.
And you haven't watched Inception from Christopher Nolan, okay?
But I've heard it's good.
Okay.
So that's really my top 5.
How many new movies did you watch this year?
Total?
Yeah.
I think 17. Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot. Yeah, I only saw 37, I think, so.
Only 37.
Yeah, that's not a lot for me. What's your bottom 5 starting at?
The very last?
No, starting at the...
5?
Yeah.
So at Palm Springs, the Hulu... Like,
wait, I thought you liked Palm Springs.
I did, but I didn't want to, like... I didn't put it very high. I thought there was...
You gave it 4 stars.
Yeah, but it's not very high on my list. I think I put...
Yeah, you need to be more...
Oh, wait, I meant to switch... Okay, never mind, that's not...
You need to be more discreet with your stars.
Why?
Everything can't be 5 stars.
That's what I told you I had my problem with.
Yeah,
not everything is
as
5
you watch
stars.
more movies, you'll start to...
Okay, so no, I lied. It's Joker's, Practical Joker's a movie.
Yeah, it was funny. It was okay.
But it's just like they could have put it into an episode.
I know, but it was funny.
Yeah, it was funny, but
and that was the last. I think that's the last movie we saw, like with a group, big group of people.
One.
And it was good to like hear, like that's a movie you see with people because everybody's laughing and stuff. So it's a good group experience. Like if it's on, it's worth a rental or something.
Yeah, because it's like an episode with a storyline.
Yeah,
basically
a loose storyline.
After that, I have the 6ix9ine, the saga of Danny Hernandez, the documentary of Tekashi 6ix9ine. He doesn't know. It's just something I wanted to watch. My Spy with Dave Bautista, the New Mutants movie, and then Antebellum. Antebellum.
It's good that you can't pronounce that. It's not a good word. It's yeah. So out of the bottom 5, which one would you? Were you most disappointed in Antebellum because you saw the trailer and stuff, or
well, it looked good? Like
yeah,
it looked like it was a disappointment because it looked like it had potential and looked like it could be really good with a good concept. But I don't think it was executed correctly.
Okay. In New Mutants, it just wasn't.
It just I don't know. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
It felt weird and jumpy.
Yeah, well. At least it got released finally. So
yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we'll be back. With Arrested and the biggest for us since we're doing Bond, the biggest downer was losing Sean Connery.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And then you watched The Rock.
Yeah, and then his non-canon.
Okay, but have you watched anything else other than those two?
No, it's not yet.
Okay,
I still don't know what it's at October. I think it is.
For October.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sad. I mean, but he was in his 90s, so
lived long.
Yeah. So that's a big bummer. So we'll be back next year. This year. We'll be back with our next episode. We're starting with the new Bond with the Roger Moore Bonds and Arrested. I think we're still in season 1 of Arrested. And we'll get back on track with those. And then, we'll see. We'll be done with Bond probably this year, I think.
Hopefully, yeah, if we keep on track.
And then you pick Bond, so it'll be my next
movie. And then once we finish
Arrested. We're not gonna pick a long one this time, I don't think.
I didn't realize.
I have one in mind. That is kind of long, but short enough where people can
keep track,
stay up. So Live and Let Die is the next one.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what episode we're on with Arrested. So
I think 6, maybe 7.
Yeah, I forget. So we'll see you later. And
we always drink your martini shaken, not stirred.
We're gonna change it for everything one, I think. So
yeah.
All right. Adios.
Bye.